What if I told you the greatest empire in history was not built by luck or talent, but by one simple force? Discipline. Not motivation, not inspiration, not even power, but discipline. Because motivation fades and talent can fail, but discipline shows up every single day, no matter what. The Roman Empire did not rise overnight. It was not built by one great leader or one lucky moment. It was built by thousands of ordinary men who chose discipline over comfort every single day. Roman soldiers were not superhuman. They did not start as legends. They became legends through repetition, through pain, through strict routines that most people today would quit in a single day. Every morning they woke up before the sun, not because they felt like it, but because they had to. They trained harder than their enemies. They marched for miles carrying heavy armor. They built roads, forts, and entire camps with their own hands. Even after long, exhausting days, they still trained. Why? Because discipline was not optional. It was their identity. While other armies relied on bursts of courage, the Romans relied on systems. While others fought with emotion, the Romans fought with control. They knew something powerful. Winning is not about how you feel in the moment. It is about what you do consistently. Think about that for a second. Most people today wait to feel ready. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for motivation to hit. The Romans never waited. They acted whether they felt strong or weak. They showed up whether they were tired or energized. That is the difference between winners and everyone else. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when every part of you wants to quit. Roman soldiers trained with weapons heavier than the ones they used in real battles. Why? Because when the real fight came, everything felt easier. They prepared for worst-case scenarios every single day. Now ask yourself, are you preparing for your battles, or are you hoping things will be easy? Because hope is not a strategy. Discipline is. The Roman Empire expanded across continents, not because they were the biggest or the fastest. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Anyone can work hard for one day. Anyone can feel motivated for 1 week. But very few people can stay disciplined for years. That is why most people never build anything great. The Romans built roads that still exist today. They built systems that shaped the modern world. They built an empire that dominated for centuries. And it all came down to one thing: discipline. They followed orders. They trusted the process. They respected structure. Even in chaos, they stayed organized. Even in fear, they stayed focused. That is power. Now look at your own life. Where are you lacking discipline? Is it in your work? Is it in your health? Is it in your mindset? Because without discipline, talent means nothing. Dreams mean nothing. Goals mean nothing. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Every time you choose comfort over effort, you weaken that bridge. Every time you choose discipline, you make it stronger. The Romans understood that small actions repeated daily create massive results over time. They did not look for shortcuts. They trusted the grind. And that is exactly what you need to do. Stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop negotiating with your goals. You either do the work or you do not. There is no in between. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. There will be days when you feel tired. There will be days when you feel lost. There will be days when you want to quit. But those are the days that matter the most, because that is where discipline is tested. Anyone can push forward when things are easy, but real growth happens when things get hard. The Roman Empire faced countless challenges: wars, rebellions, economic struggles, but they did not collapse under pressure. They adapted, they improved, they stayed disciplined. That is why they lasted so long. Now imagine what would happen if you applied that same mindset to your life. Imagine waking up every day with a mission. Imagine training your mind to stay focused no matter what. Imagine building habits so strong that nothing can break them. That is how you build your own empire. Not in the outside world, but within yourself. Because once you control your mind, you control your actions. And once you control your actions, you control your future. Discipline is not easy. It is uncomfortable. It is painful. It requires sacrifice. But it is worth it, because on the other side of discipline is freedom. Freedom from excuses. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from a life of regret. The Romans chose discipline and built an empire. The question is, what will you choose? Will you choose comfort and stay where you are? Or will you choose discipline and build something great? Because at the end of the day, your life is your empire. and every decision you make is either building it or destroying it. So start today, start now. Be disciplined when you do not feel like it. Be consistent when it gets hard. Be focused when distractions try to pull you away. Because that is how empires are built. Not in one day, but every single day through discipline.